Today, we're here again with Dr. John for another Ed Talk, and we're going to be discussing the employment driven courses in New Zealand. Here we have an expert with us. And John, I'd like to start with the first question. How do you think students find a university or a course that is a best fit for them?
Excellent question, Barty. The first thing to say is really websites. Go into the websites. Website pretty obviously Canam Consultants, because the website is easy to navigate. Come through and then contact. Once you've looked at the website at Canam, contact our experienced staff that have had decades of experience for students who are wishing to travel to Australia and New Zealand. So that's the first thing. Once you've checked through the Canam website, and there's an extensive range of universities in Australia, 40 in Australia, and there's 8 in New Zealand, but there's 2 that we partner with, Auckland University of Technology and University of Canterbury, and there's 13 we partner with in Australia. So there's a lot of pathways as well. The other thing is, I always say, choose a course that interests you. It's easy to say, well, I'll go for this course because that has a big salary and you can make a lot of money and enjoy life. But you might go into that course and think, oh, this is not really what I wanted. I would have preferred to do this other course that I enjoy and it fits to your own strengths. And I think it's easy just to think, well, a career will go for the money. And some people do, and it works out for them. But not all students are like that. So it's a student that's going to be good for you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the highest ranked university in the land. Some of those are difficult to get into. Look at a whole range of universities. And don't just look at the ranking. Look at where it's located. Look at how it looks after students. I can tell you many of the higher rankings from universities in Australia continually are not necessarily from the top universities in terms of how they look after the students. We see these survey results all the time. It's quite incredible. So I think it's good to look through the websites, really look at the course. Yeah, I would really enjoy that. I would really enjoy education. I would really enjoy health, rather than just saying I have to go there and because the big dollars are on offer. So that's the most thing. Pitch to your own strengths, those courses that you enjoy. And I think that's it. Because you only get one chance in life to go. So make that your best possible chance. And when you're traveling overseas, you want to be coming, you're going to have to adjust to Australia, adjust to New Zealand, adjust to a lifestyle. You don't want to have to adjust to a course that you're not happy in as well, because that could cause a lot of stress, and you don't want students to be dropping out there as well. So that's it. So websites, the first instance, speak to staff at Canam in the second instance.
So, how do you suggest that students should navigate this, but also making sure that it's a good PR residency option
Yeah.
as well?
Oh, and both are important. It's a fine balance. Sometimes you can't have one without the other. Sometimes, as I said before, you might be coming over to a course that you do enjoy, but it might necessarily lead to PR. But many students do want to do the demand-driven courses, so that there are jobs available. There are jobs available in Australia, New Zealand. There are jobs available back in India, South Asia, many countries. So they're going to be looking at that aspect. But it's more than appropriate to say, okay, once I've done this course, yes, the Australian government, and they do list, the Australian government lists the skills, what we call the modals here. So these are the jobs that will lead to PR. It's quite open, and then come and finish your course, and then you go and do your apply for your PR, which is 2 years afterwards. Or in some cases, we have a lot of regional campuses. Canam partners in Australia have regional campuses where you have further bonus points towards PR. More than appropriate to do that too in quite large cities that are outside Melbourne, Sydney or Brisbane. So not everybody has to be in the cities in order to apply from PR. There can be advantages in looking at regional campuses as well. So it's good to look at both, the course for the course's sake, and then permanent residency after that. And there's thousands and thousands of students now enjoying life in Australia, in New Zealand, from India because of that, and they've made that adjustment. Yep.
That is the greatest gift technology has given us.
Yes, correct, Barty. Absolutely.
Yeah. Can you shed some light on some PR-friendly fields of study? The one that I can name that is healthcare and IT and teaching,
Yeah.
but can you suggest a couple more?
Yeah, certainly. Healthcare is important because there's a lot more students are coming off to do healthcare and nursing. So they become registered nurses in hospitals, medical practices, the allied health, such as health administration and psychology. So that's one. It's become an enormous discipline to study is health sciences that it wasn't. And there's a lot of very, very good jobs and needed jobs in that here, particularly in Australia and New Zealand. There's also medical and health sciences. So you've got occupational therapy, speech pathology, physiotherapy as well, what we call the allied health sciences. So yeah, it's not just healthcare, there's two different brands of healthcare and health sciences. IT, of course, has always been important, particularly as a hub like India is one of the world's leading IT hubs, no question about that. But Australia and New Zealand are becoming that as well. Computer science. But think about those courses that are very much in vogue in IT, like artificial intelligence, cyber security, data science is another one. There's those three that students, because this is what you see, you read about this all the time. So there's certainly going to be jobs in those particular areas as well. AI, cybersecurity, and data science as offshoots of IT. The other one you mentioned just there is teaching, of course. Education is becoming far more important for international students than it was 2 decades ago. There's no question about that. And that's early childhood education for very, very young students, aged from 3 to 6, primary school students, and secondary school students. So those three. So that most universities now in Australia and New Zealand do offer teaching and or education courses at the undergraduate level and at the postgraduate level. So they're becoming very important, and people are understanding the importance of being a teacher as a profession, as an excellent profession, which I don't think they did. Many, many years ago, people just said, I'm going to do business, I'm going to do IT or an MBA. That's all changed, and they're the courses that I've mentioned. Engineering's another one. If you think of the construction that's gone on in India in the last 10, 15, 20 years, your infrastructure, your airports, building, everything, and Australia as well. Civil engineering stands out, construction management. But there's also, you've got electrical engineering, mechanical, industrial, material. You've got so many different types of engineering. And I always encourage students to do an engineering degree combined with commerce, combined with business, combined with law. Some universities offer engineering and law over 6 years. If you get that qualification, you've got an auspices to do a heck of a lot of qualifications. So think about combined degrees as well to increase your opportunities. Yeah.
How do you think special memberships and certifications in different fields such as accounting and finance, do you think it helps students to get better opportunities and better jobs?
I think it does. It's very, very competitive, but you think of that, there's 4 different qualifications. There's the Certified Practicing Accountant, CPA, there's the MPA, there's Chartered Accountants. What they all are they're associations. So when a student does an accounting degree or commerce, majoring in accounting, you have to major in accounting, business degree, major in accounting, even economics, majoring in accounting, then you come, and if you've got a position or an internship, you can apply to have membership after 2 years of all of those associations. Those associations are important because they are excellent networking platforms, and you'll find a lot of employers in those associations. So if you can do the certificate over and above, because there is a plethora, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of graduates who have an accounting degree, a business degree, a commerce degree, right through undergrad. But to have those certificates as well is absolutely important. And then you can also be a member of the Institute of Public Accountants. Once you become members of those institutes, then you meet so many other people and you network, and they see who you are and where you've graduated from. So I think that's important about those associations. Yes, there's the credentials and there is status of having that certificate, practicing accountants or professional accountants, but it's actually the people you meet in those associations are very important.
Can you name a couple other courses, such as in different fields, for instance, if it is media or tourism? Do you think students can choose if they're not just focused on residency, but do you think it's a better option?
Yeah, it's a better option if they enjoy that. I'd be guarded if I said to someone, oh, go and do a TV and film production course, go and do media studies, go and do mass communication, because that leads to PR. In essence, it doesn't, some of those courses. Some do, but some don't. Do it because you enjoy those media and courses. Tourism is another course as well, but media is very much so. The film industry is massive. Of course, Bollywood, etc. in India, but it's very big here. There's a lot of film production here and graphic designs associated with that industry. So media has become, it's a huge word, media, and it can mean many different things right there. But there's media studies, communication studies, TV production. So all important, all exciting courses for those who wish to do that, and certainly jobs available, because media, films, TV, people who are producing programs on Netflix or whatever, it's just getting bigger, and well, it is here in Australia, bigger and bigger and bigger. So there's people behind that, so there's jobs available in that. The other one is event management, tourism and hospitality. Very important. If you think just about the Brisbane, now Australia's had the Olympic Games in Sydney 2000, Melbourne in 1956. Those cities completely changed when they had the Olympic Games. Brisbane in Queensland has got the Olympic Games in 2032. And you can already see that universities based there, and our partner is Griffith University, that has courses in there that lead to hospitality and tourism and event management that can lead to good jobs in that city alone, as you're getting this push and all this excitement towards the Olympic game. That's just one example. But tourism and hospitality, there's always positions available here. Both Australia and New Zealand, for different reasons, have a huge, hundreds of thousands of tourists come here each year. So there's always positions at different levels in event management, but tourism and hospitality as well. So that's something else to keep thinking about as well.
Since you mentioned how important networking is for a student who's actually planning to come and study abroad, why do you think that students should talk to people at the university, especially in the university staff and the Canam consultants, before actually making a decision about what they should do in their future?
Yeah, I guess some students may choose not to, but I think it's wise that students do that. I think it's students that contact, think that they want to go to Deakin University here in Melbourne, Canam partner or Griffith. You go in and connect, and when you go into the website, you'll get someone say, the chat box will come on. I say, this is Bharti here from Chandigarh. I'm a student and I wish to study. Oh, good, nice to hear from you, Bharti. What do you want to know? So you do it from that way. Or people will have phone calls as well, or people have Zoom calls with students as well. Either way, I think that connection's important, because many universities have now just a dedicated careers office. So it might not be someone just in a faculty. It's not going to be just an academic. It's going to be people who are in a careers office who are talking about this all the time. Many people in those careers offices in the universities in Australia and New Zealand could have been in those jobs for 10 years, 15. So they've got to know the university, and they can also help not just with the courses, but understand the university, the facilities, the support services, accommodation, all of those as well. So it's important to try and connect with the university staff, even if it's on the little chat box at the start, and then they'll send you information, put your contact details in there, and then have a look at the different information as well. Canam's even more important, because Canam being based in India for students who can walk in and see you. They might choose to do it in another way online, but they might come and walk into your Chandigarh office and say, or just themselves, or bring their parents for undergraduate and postgraduate degrees. So come in, because Canam is about that first class representative to represent universities in Australia and New Zealand. Been doing it for almost 30 years. And I've known Canam many years ago when I was working at two major universities, and understand what the staff at Canam know and how they referred the students for me when I was in those universities for many years on my trips to India. So very important. So I think just keep it as an open platform at the start. So don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself to just particular courses or that particular university because it's branded higher or there's more money in jobs. Keep everything open. Just keep everything open. Talk to people. Understand things. Then you'll come to that decision. That's the course for me, or that's not the course for me. So, but they're the two ways of doing it.
This was very informative, John. I'm sure it was as informative for me as it is going to be for the students who are going to be joining and listening to it. And the biggest takeaway is going to be do not limit yourself.
Correct. Get spot on.
Yeah.
Well said, Bharti.
Yeah.